Hello and welcome. I'm waiting for some people to hop in. We're going to do some keto noodles this morning. Well, I guess it's afternoon now. It's all right if nobody shows up. I've been trying to create this video for a couple of days now, trying to get my editing working and to be able to upload it online, but it's not working out. So I figured I'd hop on here and do a live. So if nobody shows up, that's fine. I got one person in here. It doesn't matter. At least I'll be able to get this video up and people can go back and watch it. So I'm going to get my stuff ready. Hopefully get this out of the way so y'all can see. Alright, so our ingredients are going to be almond flour, anthem gum, eggs, salt, and some coconut flour. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with 4 egg whites. Or not egg whites, I'm sorry. We're going to start off with 4 egg yolks. Alright, got my 4 egg yolks. Set the egg whites aside and we'll go ahead and whisk up our egg yolk. Hey Canada, how you doing? Good morning. So we just started the keto noodle recipe. I'm whisking up some egg yolks. About 4 egg yolks here. Hello, Bushcraft family. How you doing? We're going to take the almond flour. And we're going to do a 1/2 cup of almond flour. Now, if you have a larger family, you could double this recipe. But a 1/2 cup for me and my family is plenty. Keto egg noodles are very dense and they will fill you up quickly, so you don't really need that much. All right, so we got that. We're going to do a half teaspoon of sea salt. Let's see what else. The Anthem gum. We are going to do 1 teaspoon. Please don't forget the thumbs up when you guys come in. This is like a super, super easy, quick recipe. Hey, Steve, how you doing? Oh, I don't have a cell phone, Steve. If you text me, it would have been to my home phone. Would have been a landline. We're just going to add in our egg yolks. And if you've ever cooked with almond flour, it gets super, it'll feel moist when we first start out, but the longer you let it set, it will absorb this egg. So don't add anything else. Just keep mixing. Hey, Joy, how you doing? I'll let you see this. And just keep mixing. Let all that egg get soaked up by the almond flour. And as you're mixing, it'll get harder and harder to mix up, and that's what we want. These are fresh chicken eggs, so it is a lot more yellower than store-bought eggs. Steve, you're alive. I'm glad to hear that. I hope you're doing okay. Good. I'm glad you're good, Joy. I'm good too. I'm okay. Hey, Arctic Hale, how you doing? Good morning. Just making some keto noodles. This is a highly requested video, and I haven't been able to get it out because I'm struggling with editing stuff. I did download the editing thing that you sent me, and we're having issues with Barrett's password on the Mac computer. So as soon as we figure that out, hopefully we can launch that editing app. All right, now once it's to a ball like this, we're going to throw it out. I have a cheap 99-cent like placemat that I use. So I'm going to just put this out on here. And this dough will be really sticky. So we're going to use some almond flour on my hand and a little bit on the dough ball. And we're just going to knead this. We're kneading it just like anything else. Hey, Micro Farmer, how you doing? We're just making some keto noodles, another staple for people to be successful on their keto journey. And just keep kneading it out. You might need to keep adding a little coconut flour. I don't typically cook with coconut flour because I don't like the taste, and but I do use it like a replacement of flour, just to sprinkle on top of my doughs. I've got flour all over the cell phone now. Yes, the noodles are low carb. They are made with almond flour, Anthem gum, and salt and eggs. It's a very simple, easy recipe. Anybody can do this. We're just kneading it out. All right, Steve, I'll get a hold of you here in a little bit. Hello, Healthy Food Kitchen. How you doing? Good to see you here. All right, now that you got it into the consistency you want it, I'll give you a close-up. We are going to roll this out. I forgot to grab my rolling pin. And let me grab some parchment paper. I pushed everything on this side of the kitchen so that I could have room to do all this, and then I forgot to get everything out. All right, so I'm just going to put the parchment paper on top, and I am going to roll this out in a square the best I can. We'll start from the middle and roll out the sides. Hey, Gal Southern Living, how you doing? Hey, Gardening in the North, nice to see you. Oh, everybody's got birthday parties to go to today. Like I said, we're just trying to roll this out into like a square. I like to get it as thin as I possibly can because, like I said, almond flour is a very dense ingredient to work with. So I find it best to make it as thin as possible. I don't think this mat is working very well for me. And that's alright. Let's see what I got. I'm looking for my bread scraper. I don't. Oh, there it is. I'm going to get this off my mat. I don't like how it's sticking to it. That's the cool thing about cooking, you know. Everybody makes mistakes. Keto is like so simple. There's nothing really you can't fix about it. Just keep rolling it out. And if it's not a square, just you can cut it off and make it into a square. Just take the sides off. Put it on top of there. And roll it out again. And just do it until you like it the way you want. Flip it over, roll it out that way. All right, now, whenever you get it to the way you want it, all you got to do is cut your noodles. Now, if you don't have a noodle maker, you can use a pizza cutter and make your noodles that way. But like I said, because I like my noodles thin, I'm going to cut these in strips. And going to run them through this noodle maker to make them just a little bit more thinner. If you don't have a noodle maker, this one I picked up at a yard sale for $5. Just run it through here. I've never done this at the kitchen table. I usually do it at the counter because it has a counter sinker that I can attach it to the counter with. But this is all right. Just run it through this noodle maker. All right. And then, let's see, anybody else come in? All right, now I'm going to go ahead and attach another part of this noodle maker. This just slides right in to the back side of it. And I'm going to go ahead and start feeding this through. Look at that. We got new noodles. We got keto noodles. Woohoo! This is awesome. Because we use the coconut flour to help knead out this noodle, they won't stick together. I forgot. I'm going to go ahead and put my stove top on. And what I'm going to do, these noodles are really versatile. You can use them in anything right now. I am going to use just a simple recipe as a presentation for you guys. And this is some chicken broth. So I'm going to bring this up to a boil on the stove. And then I'll keep feeding my noodles through. And like I said, you can make fettuccine with this. You can do spaghetti and noodles. Do whatever you want. This is a very versatile noodle. And they're not going to stick. This is awesome. I love this recipe. And you know, sometimes in life we make things more complicated than they are. And I found over the years of doing keto, the recipes don't have to be complicated. This is super simple, super easy. And sometimes I get ahead of myself and I just make things way more complicated than they need to be. And if you've watched my other videos, I've told you it's taken me years to get this recipe right. And it's because I was trying to do too many things and add too many ingredients when all it needed was but 4 ingredients. So I'm going to take this off and get this in my sink. We're done. These noodles are amazing. They taste good. Also, if you want to add seasonings to these noodles, you can do that. But as a presentation, I'm just doing a basic egg noodle recipe. If you want to add your seasonings and spices into this, you would do that right before you start kneading. You can also use this basic recipe to make lasagna noodles or fettuccine noodles or whatever you want. So now I'm just waiting for my chicken broth, my chicken stock to come up to a boil, and I'll put those in there. I'll clean up my mess as we're waiting. save my egg whites for my animals, and they can munch on that later. And if you don't know, I keep all my coconut flour and my almond flour. My coconut flour goes in the freezer because I don't use it very often. And my almond flour stays in the refrigerator to keep it longer. If you don't know, almonds is a nut, it will go rancid. So you need to keep it either in the freezer or in the fridge. Anthem gum I keep in the cabinets. Hello, Lone Star Pioneering. How you doing? Good to see you. I'm sorry I missed your live. I clicked in on the video thinking you were still live and you weren't. I'm sorry I missed it. Yeah, Camo and Bow is very fast, very easy noodles to make. From Kate's Kitchen, I did the same thing. I used the pizza cutter for a long time until I hit a yard sale and found this noodle cutter, noodle maker, whatever you want to call it. Hey, Pizza Homestead, how you doing? We just finished up making some egg noodles, keto style. And let me bring some of these closer to the camera so you can see. Let's see. They're just your basic egg noodle, but with keto ingredients. This is made out of almond flour, egg white, salt, and anthem gum. And they don't stick. They're really yummy, and they're very filling. And I know a lot of people that do the keto lifestyle, it's not hard, but it's really hard to come by really good recipes. I am very, very selective on what recipes I come up with and what I use because the keto recipe, the keto ingredients can be expensive. Nobody wants to waste their keto ingredients. So I'm very, very selective of the recipes I come up with or recipes that I've tried. And I think I can't even think of a recipe, a keto recipe that I have found online that I haven't tweaked or, made my own. You really, really have to get your hands in there and get dirty to find and make things that you really enjoy. And I think that's the beauty of keto. Everything you can make your own. And it might take a long time to get the recipe right, but at least you have that experience and you have that knowledge and you enjoy really yummy food. Oh, you've been watching? Let me see. We're just waiting for that chicken stock to come up to temperature. Pete, I was really excited that your live went good last night. I was praying through the whole thing that it wouldn't freeze up or go down or anything. I was really happy for you. So what's everybody doing today? Anybody have lives going on? I know Castle Hives is live right now, or he was going live right before I did. I missed that. I'm going to go replay that video. If you don't know, I'm in Ohio, and Castle Hives is as well, so we're buddies. And Pete's my neighbor, too. He's just right at the bottom of Ohio, at the tip of Kentucky. Hello, Living Miracle Homestead. How you doing? Oh, Bushcraft family, you're in Ohio too. What part of Ohio are you in? I didn't realize you were in Ohio. Oh, you're not far from me at all, Bushcraft family. What the heck? Bushcraft family, you know where Nashport, Ohio is, right? Oh, that chicken stock smells so good. I wish we had smell-o-vision. I haven't ate anything today. The only thing I've had is my coffee and my lemonade that I'm drinking on. I'm on the other side of Nashport. Do you know where, let's see, do you know where Wilkins Corner is, Bushcraft family? It's almost to a boil. Woohoo, I'm excited. Oh, no, what? You can also dry out these noodles too. Just like your regular egg noodles. I think I might do a video on that. Most people dry their noodles on a noodle rack or whatever. I think I'm going to throw them into the dehydrator and do them that way. See how they turn out. I haven't tried it yet, but I think it's a good idea. I don't know. Yeah, we're kind of in the boonies, Bushcraft. Not many people know where Wilkins Corner is. It's funny because, like, when I was a nurse's aide and everything, we'd have cookouts or whatever, and I'd have nurses, my friends, come out and have a cookout, or my STNA friends, and they'd come out here. And for the first, every time I had somebody out here for the first time, they always said, "Oh, it's so scary out here. It's so far. It reminds me of like Texas Chainsaw Massacre or something." I'm like, whatever. It's nothing but a bunch of cornfields, and you know, it's the country. Hey, professional farmer, how you doing? All right, it's up to a boil, so I'm going to start throwing my noodles in there. And these noodles are not going to take very long, just a couple of, like a minute tops. And the good thing about these noodles also is they hold together pretty well. They don't fall apart at all. Now you'll see the ones that fell apart from me running them through the noodle maker, but when you put them in the liquid, they don't fall apart. And I guess this is going to be my breakfast since I'm doing a presentation on this. I'll let you see a close-up, maybe. It just looks like regular noodles. I'm going to go ahead and turn off my stove top. And I am going to dish me some out. And here is the noodles. I'll let this cool down just a little bit before I taste it. Yes, I wish we had smell-o-vision. I really do, because it smells amazing. That fridge is so big. What you guys can't see is that we do a lot of our own harvest and butchering and stuff. I'm really, really on top of harvesting and stockpiling my food. I was raised in a really hard life, so there was times as a kid that we went without food. So once I learned how to grow and raise my own animals and butcher, I made a promise to myself that I would never know hunger ever again. So that's like a really soft spot to me. If anybody's out of food or anything, I'm really big on that. So what you don't know is I have the side-by-side. There's a fridge and freezer there. And then right here on the left of me, which you can't see because I'm at the desktop, is I have an upright freezer as well. And that's mainly for like my berries and vegetables and things like that. And then we also have a deep freezer, and that's specifically for nothing but meat. And then this freezer behind me is for, like, I'll take stuff out of the deep freezer for the week, whatever we're going to eat, what recipes I'm going to make, and I will put the meat that we're going to eat that week in this freezer. And then all my teas, my herbal teas, and like the coconut flour, my cheese cultures and stuff like that, that's all in this freezer. Let's see if this is cool enough. Very good. Has anybody in this group on this chat right now tried making their own homemade noodles, whether that's keto or regular noodles? Nope. Bushcraft family. Yeah, just regular noodles. Well, if anybody tries this keto noodle recipe, I'd really appreciate it if you get back to me and let me know how you think, how you like it. My keto recipes that I've been making for all these years, I only get to share them with Barrett because he lives here. He's the only one that gives me any feedback on them. So I think it's really cool to be in a YouTube community and share my recipes. And it would just be awesome to get your feedback and see whether you like it or not, what your take is on it. You always thought it'd take much longer. Nope, super simple. Regular noodles is just as quick too. I think that's the misconception of, you know, homesteading and people that don't cook their own homemade food. They don't want to do it, or they think it's just going to be a long recipe, you know, and it takes a lot of time, which some recipes do, but most of them are super simple. Hello, Fleetwood Patch. I'm just sitting here chatting with people in the chat now. I made my keto egg noodles, and I'm just munching on them and watching the chat and talking. And every time, it seems like every time I get on live or something, I'm eating something. That's all right. The actual recipe only took maybe 5 minutes to put it all together. So this should be a pretty quick video, so you can go back to it. Yay, Fleetwood Patch. I'm excited. I'll be rooting for you. I love when other people get on keto, and it's just so fun. It's nice to know other people are out there doing it with you. Well, thank you for coming by, The Professional Farmer. You have a good night, and I hope you sleep well. Living Miracle Homestead, this recipe took a lot of trial and error. And so my main priority was just getting the recipe right. I know that you can dry them out. I haven't tried to do a long-term storage. And I think what I'm going to try next with this recipe is dehydrating the noodles. But because it is almond flour, nuts do go rancid. So what I'm going to try to do, I'm going to do them in the dehydrator, and then I'll put them in like a bread bag or something, and then put them in the freezer so they don't go rancid. But if you have any other suggestions, let me know. Thank you, Morning Light. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, we're just chatting it up while I'm eating some keto noodles that I just made. Morning Light, I can't preach enough how much I love keto. I know there's a lot of people that are against it. They don't understand it. And usually when people don't understand something, they are totally against it. I think it's totally about education, and keto was a lifesaver for me, and it was the only way that I was able to lose my weight. I think also having staple recipes like noodles and bread recipes. I have a keto bread recipe too, and I think having those extra stapled recipes, at your fingertips are going to really help you have success in keto. I try to set people up for success, not failure. And the more people I can teach, the better. I've told everybody here, I've been an STNA for 20 years. Well, I ruptured the discs in my back twice, and when I had to quit working, that really messed me up because I'm so used to taking care of other people and being able to provide love and help and everything to the elderly community. So when I hurt my back and I was laid up, it was really hard on me that I wasn't out there in the community helping people. So I was racking my brain, what can I do to get out there and help people? And the best thing was YouTube. I could share my keto diet and teach people how to live healthy lives. Thank you, Micro Farmer. I appreciate it. Have fun at the birthday party. That's really filling. I'm already full. And my nose is running now because those noodles are really good. Do you guys' nose run when you eat something that's really good? Mine always does. All right, everyone. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and let you go and go about your day and get done what you need to do. And it was very awesome that you joined me here this morning. I'm glad I could share my noodle recipe with you. I hope you like it. I hope you try it. I hope you come back and give me some feedback and let me know what you thought of it. So this is Keto Homestead with Jess. I'm signing out, and I hope to see you soon.